You've always known Athena as the goddess of wisdom, the benevolent deity who sprang from Zeus's head, fully armored and ready for battle. But what if you were to uncover a side of Athena that's been hidden in the shadows, a side that reveals a complexity far beyond her typical depiction as a wise and just goddess? The myth of Arachne, immortal weaver, holds a dark secret about Athena's character, one that showcases her ruthless and competitive nature. According to legend, Arachne was a skilled weaver who dared to challenge Athena's supremacy in the arts, and for this affront, she was brutally punished by the goddess. Athena, enraged by Arachne's audacity, tore the mortal's tapestry to shreds and struck her on the head, driving her to hang herself in despair. But that's not the end of the story. In a twisted act of mercy, Athena brought Arachne back to life, transforming her into a spider, doomed to weave for eternity. This myth reveals a vengeful and unforgiving side of Athena, one that contradicts her usual image as a wise and compassionate goddess. As you delve deeper into the myths surrounding Athena, you begin to realize that her character is multifaceted, full of contradictions and paradoxes. Her involvement in the story of Medusa, for instance, showcases a goddess who is not only wise but also vulnerable to the whispers of envy and fear. The more you explore the stories of ancient Greece, the more you come to understand that even the most revered deities have their own dark sides, waiting to be uncovered. And it's in the shadows of these myths that you'll find the most fascinating and thought-provoking insights into the human condition. Athena's dark side is a doorway to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our own contradictions, and the timeless struggle between wisdom and violence. As you delve deeper into the complexities of Athena's character, you begin to uncover a paradox that challenges her typical depiction as a benevolent goddess of wisdom. One of the most striking examples of her darker side can be found in the myth of Arachne, a mortal weaver who dared to challenge Athena's own skills. The story goes that Arachne's tapestries were so exquisite, so full of life and beauty, that they rivaled even the goddess's own creations. But instead of acknowledging Arachne's talent, Athena was consumed by a fierce competitiveness, and in a fit of rage, she destroyed the mortal's work and transformed her into a spider. This ruthless punishment reveals a vengeful and unforgiving aspect of Athena's personality, one that contrasts sharply with her usual image as a wise and just goddess. You start to wonder, what drives a deity who values knowledge and wisdom to act with such cruelty and spite? Is it a fear of being surpassed, a need to maintain her own status as the supreme goddess of wisdom? As you ponder these questions, you begin to see Athena in a new light, as a complex and multifaceted character, full of contradictions and flaws. The story of Medusa also sheds light on Athena's darker side, as it was the goddess who played a role in the mortal's transformation into a monster. According to myth, Medusa's beauty was so captivating that she caught the eye of Poseidon, who ravished her in Athena's own temple. As a punishment, Athena transformed Medusa into a hideous creature, cursed to turn anyone who gazed upon her to stone. But what does this say about Athena's own fears and vulnerabilities? Was she seeking to punish Medusa for her beauty, or was she trying to protect herself from the power of desire and chaos that Medusa represented? As you explore these questions, you start to uncover a richer, more nuanced understanding of Athena's character, one that reveals the depths of her own humanity. As you delve deeper into the complexities of Athena's character, you begin to notice a paradox that sets her apart from the other gods. On one hand, she is the embodiment of wisdom, justice, and strategic warfare, revered for her intelligence and bravery. Yet, on the other hand, she possesses a dark side, a lesser-known aspect of her personality that reveals a vengeful and competitive streak. This duality is perhaps most evident in the myth of Arachne, a mortal weaver who dared to challenge Athena's supremacy in the arts. You are drawn into the story of Arachne, a young woman with an extraordinary talent for weaving, who boasted that her skills surpassed even those of the goddess Athena. The goddess, disguised as an old woman, warned Arachne to show humility and acknowledge her own limitations, but the mortal refused to back down. The ensuing competition between Athena and Arachne became a legendary showdown, with both contestants creating exquisite tapestries that showcased their mastery of the craft. However, when Arachne's work was deemed equal to, if not superior to, Athena's, the goddess's pride was wounded, and she flew into a rage, destroying Arachne's tapestry and striking her on the head. This brutal punishment reveals a side of Athena that is both fascinating and unsettling. Her actions are driven by a desire to assert her dominance and maintain her status as the greatest weaver, rather than a genuine concern for justice or morality. As you reflect on this myth, you start to realize that Athena's dark side is not just a minor flaw, but a fundamental aspect of her character, one that is closely tied to her own fears and vulnerabilities. The story of Arachne serves as a reminder that even the most wise and just of gods can be swayed by their emotions and ego, and that the line between wisdom and ruthlessness is often blurred. You are left to ponder the implications of this paradox, and how it reflects the complexities of human nature, where wisdom and violence, justice and vengeance, are often intertwined. As you delve deeper into the myth of Athena, you begin to notice a recurring theme: the goddess's involvement in stories where wisdom and violence are intertwined. One such tale is that of Medusa, the mortal princess who was transformed into a monster by the goddess's own actions. Athena's role in Medusa's story is often overlooked, but it reveals a fascinating aspect of the goddess's character. By punishing Medusa for her affair with Poseidon, Athena inadvertently creates a monster, a creature so fearsome that it becomes a legendary terror of the ancient world. This raises an intriguing question. What does this say about Athena's own fears and vulnerabilities? Is she afraid of being overpowered, of losing control, or of being supplanted by others? The story of Medusa also highlights Athena's complex relationship with her own emotions. On the surface, she appears to be a paragon of wisdom and rationality, but beneath this facade lies a deep-seated sense of vulnerability and competitiveness. This is evident in her treatment of Arachne, where she punishes the mortal weaver for daring to challenge her own skills. Similarly, in the story of Medusa, Athena's actions are motivated by a desire to maintain her own power and status, even if it means destroying others. This paradox, the coexistence of wisdom and violence, justice and vengeance, is a hallmark of Athena's character, and one that reflects the complexities of human nature. As you explore the myth of Athena, you start to realize that her dark side is not just a minor flaw, but a fundamental aspect of her character. Her involvement in the story of Ares, the god of war, is a case in point. Despite being the goddess of wisdom and peace, Athena is often depicted as a fierce warrior, reveling in the chaos and bloodshed of battle. This seeming contradiction raises important questions about the nature of war and violence, and the role that even the most civilized and wise of gods can play in perpetuating them. What does this say about the human condition, where wisdom and violence often coexist in a delicate balance? As you ponder these questions, you begin to see that Athena's dark side is not just a reflection of her own character, but a mirror held up to humanity itself, revealing the contradictions and paradoxes that lie at the heart of our own nature. As you delve deeper into the complexities of Athena's character, you start to realize that her dark side is not just a minor facet of her personality, but a profound reflection of the human condition. The duality of wisdom and violence, of civilization and savagery, is a paradox that has haunted humanity since the dawn of time. In Athena, we see this paradox embodied in a single figure, a goddess who can be both benevolent and ruthless, wise and bloodthirsty. This contradiction is a reminder that even the most enlightened and refined among us can harbor a darker, more primal nature, waiting to be unleashed. The stories of Arachne, Medusa, and Ares all serve as a testament to this duality, revealing a goddess who is capable of great beauty and great ugliness, often at the same time. As you explore these myths, you begin to see that Athena's dark side is not something to be feared or reviled, but rather something to be understood and acknowledged. For in acknowledging the shadows within ourselves, we can begin to integrate them, to bring them into the light of consciousness, and to transform them into something more whole and more complete. This journey into the heart of Athena's darkness is not just a journey into the world of myth and legend, but a journey into the very heart of ourselves. As you reflect on the paradoxes and contradictions of the goddess, you are invited to reflect on your own paradoxes and contradictions, your own mix of light and darkness, wisdom and violence. What does it mean to be human, to be both civilized and savage, wise and foolish, all at the same time? The myths of Athena offer no easy answers, but they do offer a profound invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to explore the hidden recesses of your own heart, and to emerge transformed, renewed, and reborn. Will you take this journey and uncover the secrets that lie within? The myths of Athena await, a gateway to a world of wonder, a world of discovery, and a world of transformation.